Okay, so I want to direct your attention inside this gray shaded box, because what we have here is we have a downtrend. We can actually do this example first since it's one candle, but yeah, we'll do it like that. So we have a downtrend, we have a down candle, we then have an up candle, and the next candle closes below the opening price of the up candle. That then validates this as an order block, and as we can see, what does the next candle do? It opens up, trades up into this order block, and I'll mark it. And how we shade the order block is we include the whole candle, so we include the wicks as well. Boom, shade that in orange, just like an order block. See, it uses it there, see, it uses it there, and it also, like I said, sends it lower. Perfect example there, very, very easy to see. This one is an example of the multiple candles that can be used to create an order block. So we have 3 consecutive up candles, and then we have one big down candle that closes below the opening price of the start of the chain of these 3 consecutive up candles. So as soon as it closes below this line, that's when it's an order block. And boom, as we can see, boom, oh man, that's beautiful. Isn't that just beautiful? It comes up in there and barely hits it in there and just falls out of bed from there. So I also want to make it kind of clear that whenever we have, let's see if I can see an example of one. As an example. Okay, well, I'll find another example here, but let's go ahead and move on to a bullish example. So we have an uptrend. I'll mark it in a gray shaded box so we can see it. In this area right here, we have an uptrend. We have a down candle within an uptrend. We also have this down candle. We can use this one. These 2 down candles, well, we'll use the singular one first and then we'll go to the second one. So we have a down candle, and then we have the next candle close above the opening price of the down candle. So we take the full range of this candle from wick to wick, and this has created our order block. As we can see, it gets hit right there. It trades through it, and where does it go? It goes down to here. So what is this also? These 2 consecutive candles, we have the next candle close above the opening price of the start of these 2 consecutive down candles. This becomes the order block. And boom, you can see that. That, you can take a trade off that one. But RJ, why did it come, like, why didn't it stop on this one, or why didn't it stop on this one? This is an order block, isn't it? Well, when we have many order blocks in there that have not been traded through, which one's more likely going to get hit? The one that comes first or the one that comes last? More than likely, it's going to be the one that, comes last, because, like I said, all these markets are doing is, like we said, it's, creating imbalances, and it's wanting to rebalance. We also have this right here. Let's combine something that we have already talked about. What is this right here? Remember, I'll change it the color so that might give us a hint. This is a bullish fair value gap. But we have a bullish we do have a bullish fair value gap down here, but do we have one below it? Yes, we do. So you think it's just going to stop there, or will it come down here? Because look at this huge imbalance of a price range that we have also. Boom. Does this thing look like it's balanced now? It's, got a pretty good curve, and then, it's continuing in the direction of the bias. Let me see. I want to get an example, because we have, shown examples, right now of, order blocks being created with one candle closing above, the bearish candle or bullish candle. But There also can be instances where there's multiple candles that chain to close above or below. Here's an example right here. So we have an uptrend. We have a down candle, or we can use this one as well. We can use either one of them, it doesn't really matter. I'll use this one because it's pretty easier to see. So we have a down candle, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one closes above this bearish candle. So after this candle closes, that's when this becomes an order block. It's not an order block now, it's not an order block yet, it's not an order block yet, it's not an order block yet, it's an order block now after this candle. So after that candle closes, you can mark it as an order block, and as you can see, price uses it pretty well. Same thing right here. This one has a little bit of a immediate reaction. So uptrend, down candle, not an order block. Oh, come on, you stupid little nut. So down candle, not an order block, not an order block, order block. And what does the next candle do? Comes right back down into it. Isn't that great? Boom. Ding. And it comes back down into it again. But it also comes down into this one. So that's an example of consecutive candles creating order blocks. Let me see if I can find a bearish example. Not seeing a bearish example just yet. Here's one. Here's a good one. So at the start of a downtrend, you could say this is the beginning of a little downtrend right here. This is the best example you're going to get right now. And then this one actually has a lot. This one would be a great trade to take because we have an up, 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 but then we have a single candle passing down, which we technically have the second candle down here. Well, this one isn't the greatest example for two consecutive candles. You can see there's definitely two consecutive down candles that validates this order block, but this candle closes below this strand right here. But we can use this as an example because we have a lot of different confluences. We have an order block right there. What do we have between here and here? We have a fair value gap right here. And what else do we have? What else do we have? Have we been paying attention? Have we been doing our homework? Because I see something that isn't correct. I see something that isn't marked correct. What is it? I'll pause the video and see if you can see it. I'll give you all a second. Hope you pause the video because I'm going to show it now. Is this the correct way to draw this fair value gap? And I need to change it to red because it's a bearish. Is this the correct way to draw this fair value gap? No! Why no? Because what do we have right here? It's tiny. I understand it's tiny, but we have this tiny little separation between this candle's close and this candle's open. So we have to move it down here. And now that is the full inefficiency because that is a mini, very small volume imbalance. So that was a great example of combining our two things. Here's another example of two consecutive down candles and then two consecutive up candles that close above the opening price of this one. So this creates the order block here. This one's good. I like this one for a bearish example. It doesn't really get used, but it's valid as an order block. But RJ, If it created an order block and it traded up through it, but why didn't it go lower? Well, there's a lot of other factors that you have to, factor in. Well, there's a lot of other things you have to factor in when determining whether you're going to take a trade off an order block or not. Just because it creates an order block doesn't mean you automatically take a trade. These are just, ways to identify them within the charts. So that's all I'm doing here. So we have, sort of a downtrend. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 1, 2, 3. This one doesn't close below this one. This one doesn't close below this one. This one closes below this one. So now we have a valid order block with these 4 candles. See that? All 4, including from this high to this low, from the low of this wick to the high of this wick. Okay? And do one more. See if we can find a good one. See if we can find one that actually uses it. I like this one. Down, 2 consecutive down candles. No, yes. So technically right here it validates the order block because it closes above. It doesn't have to close above the high, it just has to close above the opening price. And once it does, it validates it as an order block. But once it gets all the way above here, we can't include the wick. Boom. Ride it up. Yes, sir. One more example of a bearish order block. 3 consecutive up candles with this candle validating it by closing below this candle. Boom. Does it get used? No. But like I said, they're not always going to get used. So that's order blocks. I hope it makes some sense right now. It'll make more sense when you go in your charts and do them yourself. So, homework tonight, or during the day, whenever you're watching this, is going to be to identify, let's do 8 examples of order blocks for bullish, which means they are going to be down candles that use price to propel it up, and for, I spelled that right, didn't I? No, it's just because of the capitalization. I was like, I'm not crazy. And 4 bearish examples. And like I said, bearish is going to be up candles that are validated by down candles that use for price to propel it downwards. So that's the homework tonight. Identify 8 examples. You can always do more, but this is what, this is how, obviously if you do more, you're going to get better at identifying them. I just use this as a way to, get your head in the charts so you can actually do that. Do it. Anyways, so go ahead, take as much time as you need, go in and mark your charts up. I promise you, the more time you spend in here, the better you're going to get at it. And next time, I think, what should we discuss next time? What haven't we discussed? We've been through fair value gaps, we've been through volume imbalances, we're done with order blocks. We can do breaker blocks. Breaker blocks are a very strong confluence as well. So I think we're going to do breaker blocks next time. So until then, this is, hold on. Where is it? This is MotherFunded Bootcamp, and we'll catch you later.